Mr. Sestak from Pennsylvania. Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to honor a young American hero who has given his all in service to our nation. A 1970 graduate, Methacton High School, Marc Small of Collegeville, Pennsylvania, represented the very best of our community and country when he decided in 2003 to follow in the patriotic footsteps of his father, Sergeant Major Murray Small, U.S. Army. Retired, and he enlisted in our U.S. Army. As importantly, in following his mother's compassionate and caring nature, he chose to become a medic with the Army Special Forces to assume the responsibility of caring for his comrades in arms, as well as some of the poorest people on this earth. As testament to his intelligence, motivation, and courage, in less than 5 years, this remarkable young man quickly rose to the rank of Staff Sergeant, learned the invaluable skills necessary to heal soldiers and civilians, and earned the extraordinary honor of wearing the treasured Green Beret. Tragically, on February 12, 2009, at Fairmuse, Afghanistan, Staff Sergeant Marc J. Small of the 1st Battalion, 3rd Special Forces Group Airborne, U.S. Army, succumbed to wounds sustained in combat. Before his life was cut short, this young warrior had treated hundreds of Afghani civilians and in the process displayed the very best of the American spirit and character. By the loss of Staff Sergeant Marc J. Small, we are a much lesser nation and community, but only for the briefest of periods. Because given the very special nature of this healer and warrior, I am certain that from this tragedy, other young men and women will be inspired by the heroism and selflessness of Staff Sergeant Small. And from their skills, valor, and compassion, the best traditions of our nation will live on as they must. For this world remains a very challenging place, and the need for our nation to tend to the needs of the poor and oppressed in many remote regions of the world is great. Mr. Speaker, I ask that we take a moment to reflect on the service of Staff Sergeant Marc Small had on our behalf in making so much possible, and that we thank his mother, Mary McFarland, his father, Sergeant Major Murray Small, U.S. Army retired, his stepfather, Peter McFarland, his stepmother, Karen Small, his brother, Matt, sisters, Heather McFarland, Wellock, Jennifer McFarland, and Megan McFarland, stepbrothers, Travis and Tyler Bainey, and Amanda Charney, who Marc Small loved, very deeply loved. I join all of the constituents of Pennsylvania's 7th Congressional Districts and good Americans everywhere when I pledge the service and sacrifice of Staff Sergeant Marc J. Small, U.S. Army, will always be remembered and forever honored. I yield back the balance of my time, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman yields back.